Hi everyone, welcome to Comply 2018. Who's excited? Woo! We are truly honored to have all of you here with us this year. I love being back on this stage. These are my two favorite days of the year, if you can believe that. PerformLine is proud to host Comply now in its 4th year, and it's bigger and better than ever. We're deeply grateful that you've all chosen to be with us. We don't get a chance to say thank you enough, so before we start, I want to take a moment to say thank you to all of you. Thank you to our amazing customers, all of our attendees. Many of you have traveled far to be here. I know quite a few of you had travel delays with the storm, so we really appreciate your persistence. All of our generous sponsors, without their support, Comply would not be possible. Our dedicated employees and event staff. I'm going to ask all of you to do a quick favor before we get started. We're going to get the blood flow going a little bit. If this is your first year at Comply, will you please join me in standing up? All right. Most of you. Awesome. Thank you. Any second-year attendees here? Join us? Well, stay standing. First-year folks, stay standing. First wrinkle. All right. Third-year attendees? Any third-year attendees? All right. A couple more people stood up. All right. How about 4 years? Everybody should be standing now. 4 years. Stay standing. 4 years? Okay. Awesome. So last year at Comply, Paul Raymond of the OCC did something. He wanted to show his kids the glamorous side of compliance, so he took a selfie of himself on stage. And I thought that was a really cool idea. I think my kids will love it. I'm going to do the same thing. If you guys could just hang tight. You can smile. All right, everybody, woo! Nice, thank you. I appreciate it. For those of you in the last two groups, third-year attendees and 4-year attendees, we've got a special gift for you. So see one of the PerformLine staff in the Comply hoodies. They will sort you out with that gift. If anyone has any questions over these 2 days about the agenda, the venue, please do not hesitate to track down one of the folks in the gray hoodies, and they will get you what you need. There's so many things about this year's Comply that excite me. First, this great new venue, Tribeca 360. We've got an awesome kickoff party planned tonight, thanks to our sponsors, FT Partners. Upstairs on the top floor, there's going to be live music, good food and drink, good views of Manhattan in spite of the weather, of lower Manhattan, and a few surprises that I think you'll like. There will also be a series of demos taking place at the end of the day by some of the leading RegTech companies. So you'll be sure that you stick around, you'll want to stick around and take all that in. I'm also very excited for the keynote this year, Frank Abagnale, who's speaking tomorrow. A lot of you know Frank. He's the inspiration behind the Catch Me If You Can movie and hit TV series. But what you may not know about Frank is he's one of the leading experts on fraud and cybercrime. And tomorrow, Frank's going to tell his personal story. I've heard it's better than the movie, and I'm really excited for that. But what I'm most excited about this year is the caliber of speakers that we have set up and amassed here. This is by far the best lineup of any Comply that we've ever had speaker-wise. Over these 2 days, you'll hear from 14 current and former regulators, 14 chief compliance officers and GCs, 11 CEOs, 5 CMOs, and lots of other industry thought leaders. You'll hear from speakers at early stage RegTechs that are just getting their initial traction, all the way to speakers from some of the largest, most highest valued companies in the world. We have 6 Fortune 500 companies represented, and even a speaker from the fastest growing private company ever. The speaker lineup today at Comply is at the root of what we've planned. And there's going to be great discussions, there's going to be some new ideas shared, and hopefully some healthy debate. And the idea is that at the end of these 2 days, you'll each have the tools and context you need to go back and lead your organization and your groups forward to reach your goals. Or like it said on the wall when you walked in 6-foot letters, to comply like a boss. So that's the theme of this year's conference, Comply Like a Boss, and it's focused on you the compliance practitioner, you the advisor and consultant, you the C-level executive, or you the RegTech innovator. I've spent the last 12 months or so traveling the country and internationally as well, and I've gotten to sit down and meet with many of our customers and other RegTech CEOs. And I noticed something in those conversations. There's a mind shift definitely taking place in the way you approach your work and the way your broader companies and organizations think about the compliance function. And 3 themes consistently emerged from those conversations. And I thought I would share those themes with you. 1, compliance in banks and fintechs and other regulated entities has definitely grown from the legacy check-the-box thinking, and it has become a true strategic, data-driven initiative. Our clients are being true owners. They're acting proactively, they're thinking strategically, and they're marshaling the best resources that they have at their disposal. This shift in mindset is allowing them to lead their organizations forward and their companies forward. Entrepreneurs and RegTech founders are finally starting to think big about RegTech. They're hiring top technical talent, and they're investing heavily in their initial point solution so it can reach true scale. Why? Because it's clear now that RegTech is a big, global, addressable market. It's going to get competitive, and it's going to take big thinking to win. And lastly, I'm seeing all of you take risks to become true compliance change agents. That's right, risk and compliance professionals taking risk. Not risk with your business per se, but risk in a sense of you're looking beyond your 4 walls for help and insight. And this willingness to take risk is leading your groups and your companies away from legacy systems to agile cloud technologies and open APIs. And this commitment to change is allowing you to be nimble and dynamic and move your organization forward with brand regulation, brand safety, and federal regulations. Accenture said it well when they said time is running out on the compliance department that wants to take a more cautious, watchful eye on innovation. So for all you change agents out there, your time is now. I see these changes happening, and it's inspiring. I get it. It's inspiring to the team at PerformLine. It inspires them to keep building great compliance product and solutions. They need to raise their game to match all of yours. So you, the players, are improving your skills and you're honing your strategy, but the game is changing a bit. So this year on a macro level, we're seeing some changes happening that have the potential to affect RegTech long into the future. The new administration's effect on the CFPB, international regulators embracing technology, and a global overhaul to privacy laws. The new leadership at the CFPB has proven that they are focused on fewer regulations and a slower velocity of enforcements. And this is creating a void for consumer protection. But that void is quickly being filled by state attorney generals who are building their own consumer protection departments across the country. Mulvaney, the acting director of the CFPB, concurred when he was addressing the state AGs at their annual meeting, and he said that he needed the AGs to lead the way with enforcement. This move away from federal regulatory enforcement to state enforcement has the potential to create an even more complex and confusing environment for regulated entities. Later today, we're going to hear from the head of the Pennsylvania AG's office and the Department for Consumer Protection, and he's going to share with us how they're handling this new enforcement responsibility and which deceptive business practices that they are most focused on. International regulators are embracing technology at a far greater pace than here in the US. The Financial Conduct Authority has been working with RegTech companies to leverage technology to create efficiencies in their supervisory efforts. Along with the Bank of England, the FCA has been hosting tech sprints or hackathons with players from all sides. And most recently, they've conducted a deep dive on machine-readable and executable rules. In fact, PerformLine's been working closely with the FCA this year. They're leveraging our discovery technology to aid in the findings of potential issues around financial promotions, PSD2, and cryptocurrency. This is a great example of a regulator working closely with the RegTech to leverage technology for accuracy improvements, fewer false positives, and greater efficiencies. Lastly, there is an unprecedented shift happening in consumer protection. GDPR has been dominating the risk and compliance headlines for a long time now, and I believe we're 8 days away from this law going into effect. They created GDPR to protect the data privacy of EU citizens, but in reality, it's a much further reaching and has global effect on all companies. We saw this in the wake of the Cambridge Analytica Facebook data breach when Mark Zuckerberg was testifying in front of the House committee, and he shared that the changes that Facebook is making to be GDPR compliant are going to affect not just for Facebook's EU members, but for their members worldwide. And then he went on to say that he welcomed regulation around privacy if done right. And this is something the regulators are sure to latch onto. So our goal at the end of these 2 days of Comply, aside from making sure you have more fun than you would expect at a compliance conference, which is always our goal here, is that you have the insights you need to move your organization forward and our industry forward. So take ownership, think big, and be a true compliance change agent. Thank you, everyone. Have fun.